Just a little update here for my friends at Pro Torque, Bill and Joe and Christine. Um, what I've done here is I've got Camtasia recording studio, and just wanted to give you an idea of what was going on here. Um, I've downloaded Joe's updates here. These are all the newest ones. It has to do with Mullins, new posts, and things like that. Uh, I've preset it up here with my image slider post, my news without video, the texts, and my sidebar. Um, we have our images, we have our stories. These were images, and uh, Bill provided these for me at ProTorque. Let's just minimize that. We're going to go to the folder where we keep ProTorque. This is basically all of your files. We're going to basically we're actually going to basically use this file, NewsWin, index, and our ProTorque news blog. I've already taken out the parts of the files I need to replace, or actually parts of the text I need to replace. If you notice, in say the news blog here, we just open with Notepad. See, there's quite a bit of text here. This just goes on and on and on. There's a lot of stories here from ProTorque. Like I said, this will just keep going on forever. We have to clean that out sooner or later here. We have all our image folders, JavaScripts, things like that that you need, all your site maps down here. This is all very important stuff. If you notice, it's a very large site, extremely large. We'll close this out, and we now have to open up Photoshop. I've already opened up ProTorque's Gen 2 Kevin Mullins with Outlaw Radio record holder. What we need to do, what I like to do first, is I'd like to create all the images. I'm going to need about 5. Reason for that being is it's going to be part of the slider, part of the news, and part of the left side scroller, which all contain 3 or 4 different images, depending on if they need to be resized or we have to make a banner or something like that. So with that, I'll pause and I'll create the images that are going to go in this. We're back here, and we have files here created now. We've made quite a few files here. You notice this is important because we're using we're trying to keep this as good for SEO or search engine optimization. Here we have the file name is Kevin Mullins Outlaw Drag Radio Record Holder, and ProTorque Torque Converters. This is the thumbnail. This is the full, and I use a T at the end here. And this one here is for the scroller here. The picture is always 200 pixels wide, so I leave it at that. So I'll just put 200T in there just so I don't forget what I'm doing here. And we have other ones here for the slider. You can see the full effect of having to move this down and create a background for it, just so I can put it into the slider. And up here we'll have areas for our text. When we put it into the slider, the text will show up in the title, description, and everything like that. And of course, the click here and go there next, and the picture will also do that. With that, we'll pause here for a second and bring it back and show you pretty much the final product of just throwing things into the text and the files. I've minimized a few things here. We still have our ProTorque updates and our ProTorque.com folder open. What we have here is the front post. This is where you'll see the image slider. This is just a simple list inside a div. If you notice here, we have our images, Kevin Mullins Outlaw Drag Radio Record Holder ProTorque Converters JPEG. Pretty much the same title right here. It reads about the same. Kevin Mullins crushes Outlaw Drag Radio record at Lights Out 5 ProTorque Racing Torque Converters. This is important right here, ProTorque Racing Torque Converters. and the Kevin Mullins, and of course Outlaw Drag Radio. Now we've basically copied and pasted the same thing here, here, and here. Oh, one more here, here also. We have a title. We have the H3 title. That's two different titles. H3 taking a lot more meaning on the internet. Uh, we also have the main title of the image and what we call the alt tag. This is very important for finding stuff on the internet because it says the Kevin Mullins Crushes Outlaw Drag Radio record. And for that to be found, you need an image such as this. An image name is a JPEG, of course, that is similar in text. You can't just put img 505 .jpeg up there and call it something. It just doesn't work the same. We take a little bit of text that brings some more to the photo, and of course the title and the link and everything like that. Team Pro Tour, Brozig, keeps going on and on. Just a little bit. This is an excerpt, and the excerpt will be on the front page underneath the bright red title. Joe likes the bright red title, and I think it looks pretty cool too. This here is your link to your blog. It's Pro Tour News blog.html, and then the hashtag is a jump to link, where later on people can just pick this up, and the way the file structure is here, Mullins SGMP record, and it will jump to that. If there's another story above it or below it, it will just jump to this one. We just take this, copy it, and we'll bring up protour.com, and we're going to go to our index file, and again open it with Notepad. Everything's done in Notepad here. Trying to keep this as quick as possible. Slide down really far here, and we're in our rotator class. If you notice, right underneath the H2 tag here, we're just going to bump this down a little bit to bring this to the front, because we're going to do John Urist after this. So now, because we have all our files in the right place, images and thumbs, images. Everything's named the same. Everything is looks good. There's no you can't put quotation marks inside here or anything like that, or you have to leave it inside these, or else it absolutely won't work. Crazy, huh? So we'll just close this and we'll save it. We'll minimize this and we'll go back and we'll continue doing more. We want to save this for the next one with John Urist. We'll continue on with the next post. Basically, this is for your side slider here. You have a title. This doesn't use H tags. It does use the alt tags. Again, we have this, the Kevin Mullins Crushes Outlaw Drag Radio, Pro Torque Racing Converters. Still the same thing as the title here. This is very good for more SEO and things like that. Again, this is on the side scroller. You'll see that small box on the left-hand side scrolling upwards. It's a 200 by 133 pixels. We created a new image for that, so we're going to take this and just simply copy it, go back to our Pro Torque. We're going to use NewsWin, and we're going to open this. Now, this is not your basic XHTML. This is a more transitional 401, a slightly older script, but it works very well. Again, we bump this down and we copy and paste. And you've already copied. Now we're going to paste that in. This has quite a few stories. We're going to remove some of them here. So let's just get rid of these, because we're going to have quite a bit of news in here we want to keep. And scroller starts here, scroller ends there. Simple text notepad stuff. Close, and we'll save it. We can actually just view this. Since the images aren't, we can't view it yet. I haven't placed the images inside our image files. So we're going to minimize this, and we'll come back later and we'll do the blog post, which is the full image width and height, and the banner, which is expandable in Lightbox. Just close this. We're going to save this because we're going to need that for the next one. Now this is our what we call our blog post. If this was WordPress or something of that sort, it would be able to be posted, and certain things would go to certain areas on the website by itself, all by itself. This is more done by hand with a little bit more thought of the search engine optimization, finding the racers' names and things like that involved. Billy at ProTorque there created this banner here. If we notice, it's aligned in the middle. It's Kevin Mullins Outlaw Drag Radio Pro Tour Converters JPEG, and it's 690 by 270. What we use for that, inside the post here, because it's a smaller image, we want to enlarge when you click on it in what we call a light box. That's a neat effect where it opens up large and you can close it and darkens out the back. It's a very sexy look to it when it happens. You'll see this text along here is also included when you open up that larger image. This is important because, again, we're not saying image 5051C or something like that, JPEG. It's named pretty much the same as everything else. We've aligned this in a paragraph, no big deal. We've added the title here, H2, very important. You need your H classes, and we also have our jump to link here in an A name. This is really old school stuff, but it still works great. Because this is a whole new table from here to here, from top to bottom here, you see this is a whole table. Begins with table width and ends with table. We do this for the styling because we're calling this overlay. That's a class in your CSS style sheets. This TD class adds a little bit more a nicer feel to the post. Because this image is full width of the whole page, 690 between the sidebars and basically the sidebar and a menu on the left hand side. We just have to wrap this in a P. Then you have your basic text and a little break in it. What we did want to do here is add a video to it also. We grabbed our YouTube embed, and I just wanted to align a table right. This will basically embed the video to the right and still allow you to wrap text around it, so I've made it a little bit wider. This is 325 and the video itself is 320, so it gives a little spacing around it, so it'll wrap around the video nice if it's much larger. The text is much larger, which it is because we still have all this text down here, and because of the actual help that DragZine gives us, we give them a little love here with a target equals blank link, and read more about SGMP Lights Out 5 on DragZine, and then all this text is a link with a title, and that will open in a new window, and it's just basically here, which is it'll come up in a different color, bold, I believe. And we just take this and we're going to copy and paste this whole thing. We're going to copy this and we're going to go back to our ProTorque. We're going to go to the news blog. We're going to again open it with Notepad, and we have to scroll down quite a bit because we have a lot of news. This is our last one here. This was done in February 17th. Joe's he's keeping up about a month with news stories. We paste it in there, and we simply close it and save it. Me personally, I realize I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as it always is. Now we're going to minimize this, and I'm going to have to go back now, and I'm going to have to add these images to the folders in here, our pictures and in our images. Once I do that, I can test it, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're just going to close this, and we're going to save that. And this is all just junk. We don't have to. These are old notes and files. And I'll be right back. Now coming back to our file structure here inside our ProTorque.com website, this is on my computer and it can be viewed locally, which means I have full control over it. Owner has full control over his website also. Um, we've basically changed the index, the Newswin, and the ProTorque news blog. We've also added the pictures to our pics file. And inside images, this is just for the slider alone that goes on the front page. Um, there's quite a few in here already. You can see we have Kevin Mullins is here now. Kevin Mullins is also in the thumbs. It's just um, a little grab of that. You know, it's a very small 45 by 45 pixel image. We go back and the last thing we want to do, make sure we test everything. Test, test, test again. So we're going to open this with Firefox. Takes a little bit. And as you see here, we have the news story, which was Team ProTorque Kevin Mullins in our sidebar here, which was the 200 pixel wide image. We also have, we go back to image number 1 here. Again, you saw all the text we put in. If we keep this moused over, it won't move. The Kevin Mullins torque converters, read more here. We just click on this, and Flash doesn't seem to like to play well, so we have to just keep blocking these. So now we have our post. Again, you see the sidebar is still running, and we have our full post here. And you see the image expands. It's a little slow because I have this Camtasia thing running. We just close that, but the text was in there, you noticed. And also, if you mouse over this, you see the text also comes up. Very important. All of our text here is void of any strange characters from non-HTML, ASCII type text. We have our title here in an H2 styled. The table I told you about would put it inside this nice box with a little image behind it here, which is supposed to follow along and give it kind of semi-see-through look a little bit. We've tested it. We know it works. The link to Dragzine here will open another new window. Again, you see the title of the link comes up. We've placed that above our last story, and all we have to do now is, when we're all done this, we still have to add John Uris to this for the next one, and we'll just upload it via FTP. Very simple. And we'll get back to that in just a little bit. So I have one more to do, and we can continue, and I'll show you how the upload works. Real quick, we're back to the final update here, which was, John Urist, the Outlaw record here with the ProTorque Gen X converter. We have the image in the scroller here on the side with a little bit of excerpt from the text, and of course read more here, which will jump to this title. That's just a simple jump to a name link. This one here, again, it opens up, and we have a full title here on the image, and also here we have an alt tag, which says basically the same thing. We use an excerpt from Dragzine, our good friends over there. We emphasize that a little bit with just a little bit of emphasis here on this text. All this here, I believe, came from ProTorque. We have our title, date it was posted on, of course the mouse over effect, which leads to the larger image, and for our friends here at Dragzine, we have this. Again, they link to us, we link back. It's a good deal both ways. We're viewing this remotely on my computer, which some of these things here, these share buttons don't work on when viewing remotely like this, but this is just basic HTML, nothing big about it. we go back and we just want to test one more time here our index file because we want to make sure that the slider begins working. And no problems. We have jump to links, everything is mouse over, you have all the titles and everything like that. And of course you have, Pro Torque's fan page, the torque converters, the bullets, race, even more pro drives, and it goes on. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to upload this via FTP. It's really simple. It's just like dragging and dropping files into your another folder. It's just doing it on the server. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. These files here are the ones that we're going to upload via FTP. We have our images, which contain your basically the front slider images. This is a complete separate file. These images here, all the photos inside here are going into your photo pictures file. Now we've modified the index, news win, and we don't want this one. Forget that. I deleted I brought the wrong file over here. This is the Pro Torque news blog here, and your news win and your index. This is the main page right here. We always call it index. So we're going to close this, and we're just going to go quick to FTP, and we're going to connect to our site here. Let's go to Pro Torque, connect, and now we're in your file structure. We just go to public HTML, and let's go back to our desktop here. Now we have Pro Torque updates. So the first thing we're going to copy over is images. That's going to overwrite quite a few files, so we just always okay. And you notice here there's 120 files. That's quite a few files. We don't want to interrupt this while it's doing it. It's going along fairly quick at 6:41 in the morning. Just as soon as that stops, we're going to open our PIX file, and we're going to grab these images, and we're going to throw these into the PIX folder. That was quick, of course, and now we have news win, Pro Torque, news, and your index main page. That goes straight into the main directory. And simple as that, we close it, and we're back. And thanks again guys for listening to me, and enjoy. Take care, guys.